Okay.
Today I'm going to talk about my favorite writer, Virginia Woolf. Actually, she's not a postmodern writer, but we can say that she helped to catalyze this movement. And so, let's start. Virginia Woolf. Here is a quotation. She's here, yeah. She was.
Wait, can we go back to the quotation real fast? Sorry. There you go. Oh, was that it? Was that it? Oh, actually, here.
The piece that he said once and for all, stated, finished, so that is there, complete in the mind, if only at the back. I like it. Virginia Woolf was an English novelist and essayist, regarded as one of the foremost modernist literary figures in the 20th century. During the innovative period, Woolf was a significant figure in London literary society and as a member of Bloomsbury Group. Her most famous works include the novels Mrs. Dalloway, To the Lighthouse, and Orlando, the book-length essay A Room of One's Own, with the famous dictum, "A woman must have money and a room of her own if she is to write fiction." Comparisons. Let's see comparisons with modernist literature. Dissatisfied with a novel based on familiar, factual, and external details, Virginia Woolf followed experimental clues to a more eternal, subjective, and, in a sense, more personal rendering of experience than had been provided by Henry James, Marcel Proust, and James Joyce. In the works of these masters, the reality of time and experience had formed the stream of consciousness, a concept that probably originated with William James. Virginia Woolf lived in and responded to a world in which certitudes were collapsing under the stresses of changing knowledge, the civilized savagery of war, and new manners and morals. She drew on her personal, sensitive, poetic awareness without rejecting altogether the heritage of literary culture she derived from her family. Shift to postmodernism. As with all stylistic eras, no definite dates exist for the rise and fall of postmodernism's popularity. In 1941, the year in which Irish novelist James Joyce and English novelist Virginia Woolf both died, is sometimes used as a rough boundary for postmodernism's start. Who Virginia Woolf was? I want to talk a little bit about her life, because I think that her life was somehow was a novel or a roman or something like that. It was a great how to say a really interesting history and very interesting story, and I think it will be interesting for you to know it. A successful innovator of the form, she is considered a significant force in 20th century fiction. She was educated at home from the resources of her father's huge library. In 1912, she married Leonard Woolf, a critic and writer on economics, with whom she set up the Hogarth Press in 1917. Their home became a gathering place for a circle of artists, critics, and writers known as the Bloomsbury Group. As a novelist, Woolf's primary concern was to represent the flow of ordinary experience. Her emphasis was not on plot of characterization, but on a character's consciousness, his thoughts and feelings, which she brilliantly eliminated by the stream of consciousness technique. She didn't limit herself to one consciousness, however. She slipped from mind to mind, especially in Waves, probably her most experimental novel. Her prose style is poetic, heavily symbolic, and filled with superb visual images. So, here is a list of your rows. I don't know. Oh. It doesn't work.
Oh, where did it go? It started.